ज्ञानेन आकाशकल्पेन धर्मान्यो गगनोपमान् ज्ञेया भेदेन सम्बुद्धः तं वन्दे द्विपदाम्बरम्। अस्पर्शयोगो वै नाम सर्वसत्त्वसुखः हितः अविवादः अविरुद्धश्च देशितः तं नमाम्यहम्। Devi Tattva in our Indian culture, in our Sanatana Dharma, we all are blessed to hear this concept in this spiritual retreat, especially with this serene atmosphere, with our own Ayurvedic lifestyle, far away from the maddened crowd. Devi Tattva or any other thing in India, to our knowledge, starts with the Vedic literature. So let us start Devi Tattva too with the Vedas. To understand and appreciate the Vedas, we need at least a little amount of right brain. Actually, the Vedic mantras are right brain oriented. That also must be a reason. Some people may disagree with me. That also must be the reason that the Veda is called as Apaurusheya. We call Veda as the text beyond the text free of human authorship. This is Apaurusheya. In Sanskrit, we use the word Apaurusheya. Veda is the text free of human authorship. And freedom from human authorship, what does it mean? When we explore various Shastras, this means a lot. Some people take it in a literal sense. And some others in Nyaya Shastra and all, they try to explore the tone of the word Apaurusheya or free of human authorship. I don't want to go into the details of it, but to this context, let us get confined with this idea. The Vedic literature is more right brain oriented. This is very interesting. We are informed by archaeologists, by linguists, and also by historians that in the human history, left brain started to dominate only recently. Recently, not before just 100 years or 200 years. Maybe the left brain domination is existing here just for 6,000 years, I may tell you. Before that, right brain was allowed to function a lot, where the humans had an intuitive mind which has a very great receptivity, receiving the nature, observing the nature, passion and passion to observe the nature as it is and to receive it. And when we go through the Vedic literature, we are very sure that Vedic literature predates the left brain orientation. Even though without left brain function, Vedic meters cannot be framed. But still, the concepts found in the Vedas, principles found in the Vedas are more towards right brain. Hope that you all know what is right brain and what is left brain. Again, let me not go into the details of it. But to put in nutshell, right brain is more qualitative. Its features are to be qualitative or to be beyond several stiff divisions. Left brain, its features are stiff divisions, watertight compartments, perceiving the things in a dogmatic way. This is left brain, and both of them have their own strengths. But anyhow, I'm not telling what is right or what is wrong or what is inferior or what is superior. Again, it will become a left brain only. It will become a left brain discussion. But I just want to present in front of you that since the Vedic mantras are more right brain oriented, more intuitive, more beyond stiff divisions, more a flow, I can call it as flow, we also should develop some right brain to appreciate those mantras. Unless we develop those right brain functions, we definitely will miss something in the Veda. We will take the Vedic principles to be various dogmas. We will see them as dogmatic. We may take them to be very superstitious also. On those days, long back, people were afraid of nature, and therefore they glorified various elements of nature. They worshipped nature, and they were superstitious. And this is how our understanding will go, and we will miss a lot from the Veda. It is not a loss for the Vedas, but it will become a loss for us. Vedic doors will not be opened for us. So to understand the Vedic language can be called as an archetypal language. There is something called archetype in psychology. Hope that my pronunciation is correct. Is it archetype or archetype? Archetype, okay. So, some people pronounce as archetype, that's why I asked. In psychology, it is a very big topic. Archetype is a very big topic, especially in Jungian psychology. C.G. Jung analyzes a lot about this archetype. In fact, Freudian psychology is a kind of watertight compartment. It is more left brain oriented, and is a psychoanalysis. Even the word analysis is used to Freudian psychology. But C.G. Jung expanded this psychology. Sigmund Freud is the father of modern psychology. He analyzes psyche like analyzing an external object like chair and all. Okay. When we see Freudian psychology, it resembles almost a Newtonian physics. Okay. But his own disciple, a distinguished disciple, C.G. Jung, I strongly believe due to his contacts with Indian philosophies, because he abundantly had it, he crossed the borders of this quantified psychology and opened various channels. So he brought the idea collective unconscious mind, so on and so forth. Among those ideas, a very important idea is this archetype. How to understand this archetype? See, to understand the statement Vedic language is archetypal language, we need to understand what is archetype. See, if you take a word, a left brain oriented language, in a particular left brain oriented language, that word will mean only one thing. But an archetypal language may have a word which conveys a lot. Say, rose. Rose in a scientific book, in biology or in botany, rose, we know what is rose. But in a poetry, rose means a lot. Rose may mean beauty, rose may mean happy life, rose may mean love, rose may mean colorful life. It means a lot, it conveys a lot, rose. This can be an example for archetype. This is not a pun. In Tamil we call as sledai. Hope you know this. Sanskrit, slesha. Slesha is a figure of speech. A word has two meanings. This is in English, pun. This archetype is not a pun. In archetype, a word may have several meanings, and the meanings are unconsciously interconnected. That's the beauty of it. I don't know how to translate the word archetype in any Indian language, because it is coined in modern psychology in our new age. But closer to the word archetype, we have another word in Sanskrit. It is Dhoni. Okay. In our literary criticism, we have two things. One, Dhoni, another one, Alankara. Alankara in English is figure of speech. And the Westerners were very familiar with Alankaras or figures of speech for a long time. I don't know from where they got it. Probably they might have developed by their own. We have probably, to my knowledge, some 200 Alankaras in our literary criticism. English language may have some 30 to 40 Alankaras. At least they have worked up to that level. But they did not have this Dhoni concept. This Dhoni, an American literary critic, T.S. Eliot, you may be knowing him. He understood this concept of Dhoni from Indian culture, Indian language, Sanskrit, and he took it to English. Of course, he acknowledges. And he had a very great contact with India. He was highly inspired by Indian philosophies in general. Say in his poem, Wasteland, poem's name is Wasteland. It ends with Dana, Daya and Dama. The same Sanskrit words, with that it ends. How Prajapati has given or gave 3 messages for 3 people, Devas, Asuras and Manushyas. Dana, Daya and Dama. 3 the. With that this wasteland ends, and even with the expression Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi, the wasteland ends. And it is clear that some American writers like T.S. Eliot or Emerson and even Mark Twain, they were all highly inspired by India. So he brought this concept of Dhoni to USA. And Dhoni is nothing but a tone. They call it as tone. In English literature, they call it as tone. What is the tone of Shakespeare? What's the tone of William Wordsworth in this poem? So, unless you understand this Dhoni, we cannot appreciate the Veda. What is a Dhoni? It's something like a bell. When a bell is ringing, it doesn't create just a sound. It creates a resonance. Okay. So resonance has layer after layer after layer, wave after wave of sound. Finally, it ends somewhere in some silence. It settles in silence. This is resonance. Okay, it is not just a sound or noise. When you ring a bell, resonance occurs, wave after wave it takes, and finally it settles in silence. In the same way, in ancient languages, we have several words. They are pregnant with meaning. You take a word, that word will have meaning after meaning after meaning after meaning. Its ending meaning, its ultimate meaning will be silence. This is very interesting. Yes, exactly, this is archetype. C.G. Jung, I was giving just Rose as an example, but when he is introducing this word archetype in his work, he brings another example, that is mother archetype. Yeah, now we are coming closer to our topic, Devi Tattva. Mother archetype. And he gives lots and lots of examples for this mother archetype. Whom we call as mother. Better to ask the question, what we call as mother. Yeah, that which conceives, that which gives birth, that which nourishes us, can be called as mother. So you see the human history, what are all the things called as mother? Say, we call the river as mother, very important. Kaveri Mata, Ganga Mata, and Sindhu Mata, Saraswati Mata. All rivers are taken to be mothers. Why rivers are taken to be mothers? Simply because the rivers give birth. Rivers give birth to grains that nourish us. And the river determines the life. Water determines the life. Okay. So for all these reasons, a river is perceived, river was perceived, river is perceived as mother in the human history. And one more thing is that land is perceived as mother. That's why we call as motherland, Thai man, Thai nadu, motherland. I think only one land is called as fatherland, Germany. Other countries are called as motherland, motherlands. And even a furrow is called as mother. Furrow means agricultural land. In Rig Veda, we have a hymn for furrow. Sita, Sita Sukta. A chapter is dedicated, a eulogy is dedicated for Sita Devi in Rig Veda. And Janaka Maharaja, while he was plowing, he got a child from a furrow, agricultural land. And plowing is a part and parcel of yajna, which Janaka performed. One who performs that yajna has to plow. While plowing, according to the Shauta Sutras, this Sita Sukta from Rig Veda has to be recited. Janaka Maharaj recited that Sukta, and at that time he saw this child, therefore he named her as Sita. This is a connection of Ramayana Sita with Rigvedic Sita. In fact, when you go to Arthashastra, an agricultural lord, landlord, is, and one who takes care of the agriculture appointed by government is called a Sita Dhyaksha. Okay, lord of furrow, right? And the Sita is considered to be Mata, the mother. Again, Motherland we saw, mother rivers we saw, and earth is a mother. And tomorrow we are going to perform Bhumi Devi's Homa. Homa for Bhumata. Earth is perceived as a mother. See, that's the way we look at the things. Cow is perceived as mother. And probably Ayurvedic doctors may explain. In fact, I want to ask them, in what way cow is connected to Mother Earth? Because always cow is the symbol of Mother Earth in the Vedas, also in Puranas. You know, in Bhagavata Mahapurana, while the 10th book of Bhagavatam starts, earth was attacked by the demons. So earth went to the Lord Narayana and surrendered to rescue her. Then Narayana came as Krishna. There it is told that earth appeared as a cow. Why always earth is symbolized as a cow? Starting from the Vedas to Puranas. Even in the Veda, earth is called as cow. The word gauhu, magam, anagam, aditim vadishtaha. Don't affect the Mother Earth. Magam vadishtaha. This is one meaning. Gauhu has, the first meaning of gauhu is Mother Earth. The second meaning of the gauhu is cow. Even the word gauhu is an archetypal word which has, to my knowledge, some 7 to 8 meanings. 2 of the meanings I have given now. Earth and cow. How earth and cow are connected, I don't know, but always cow is seen as mother. Cow is seen as mother because every day we have some milk which is yielded by cow. Okay. So cow is seen as mother. See, in the form of tea or coffee or Bonvita, what we take? We take milk after all. So she is our mother. And earth is our mother because we are living in earth. Earth in the Vedas symbolizes tolerance. And tolerance is considered to be a power. Again, there is an archetypal word, saha. Have you heard of this word, saha? Of course, we all know saha means to be together, being together. That's a different thing. Sahana bhavatu, that is a different thing. This word saha, from which another word came, sahasa. Sahasaha idam sahasam. This word saha is an archetypal word which has 2 meanings. One, tolerance, another one, power, because both are connected. Tolerance and power are connected. How? It is described from the Mother Earth. Mother Earth comprises of fire. This is told in the Veda. Agni Garbheyam Prithvi. In several places in the Veda it comes. In its core, Mother Earth contains fire. And fire is, Mother Earth is pregnant with fire, we can tell. Agni Garbheyam Prithvi. Fire is continuing. Fire is still there. And in crust we are living. When we make some chasm, we can see water inside. If we cross the layer of water, we have to enter into fire. And that fire solidifies the earth. In fact, that fire makes this earth gross. These are all very important points to be understood. And it is told in the Vedas, Mother Earth holds that fire without coming out. This is the tolerance of Mother Earth. Okay. For our sake, for the sake of our welfare, Mother Earth is holding, comprising the fire. If Mother Earth doesn't hold that fire, fire will come out and burn all of us. And that fire is called as Kalagni. Sometimes we see it as lava in several places. Vedic people were very much aware of lava. I don't know whether Veda talks about lava, but in Ramayana we see in several places lava. Agnineva Agni Parvataha. Rama is throbbing, Rama is suffering when he got separated from Sita, like a fire mountain is getting tormented. This is what Valmiki says. He is talking about Agni Parvata, fire mountain. Okay. So this lava. And Valmiki talks about lava within the ocean. That's very interesting. Lava found in the ocean. The Veda talks about the fire existing within the earth. And there is a belief at the end of the earth, the end of this world, people will have too much of injustice, adharmic, they become adharmic. At that time, Mother Earth will lose its tolerance and fire will come out. And this Kalagni will come out to burn the beings. And this is a belief, Puranic belief. And anyhow, holding that fire, by holding that fire, Mother Earth represents tolerance. Therefore, Mother Earth is called as Kshama. And whatever we do, we behave in a very atrocious way. Without any planning, we build a lot of apartments. And we do all the atrocious activities, we commit various sins to Mother Earth without considering her as mother. Because we are highly influenced, heavily influenced by some other beliefs. What are those beliefs? God created humans and said, may you be the kings of the whole world, whole universe. The whole universe is created for you. Go and conquer the whole nature. You are the master of the whole nature. And nature is created for you. Even sun and the moon, stars, everything is created for you. Go and master the whole of the nature. That is how the God commanded. And therefore humans started to conquer anything and everything. This is a belief. This is also a belief. And this belief started to rule the world in the medieval age. And somehow or the other, we are also consciously or unconsciously influenced by this belief. How to use the things around, how they are for us, what we are going to yield, what we are going to do, how we are going to coexist. That idea has gone. It's a Vedic idea. It has gone. It was ridiculed, in fact. It was ridiculed as superstition. It is ridiculed as superstition. It is ridiculed as a pagan. Okay, paganism. It is ridiculed as superstition. Therefore, we also have come far away from those wonderful Vedic ideas, Vedic concepts. We try to spoil the nature, we try to spoil the earth, and earth is tolerating all those things, right? In fact, in no second, earth can destroy all of us just by creating few earthquakes or tsunami. Earth can destroy all of us. But up to our times, earth is tolerating all of us. For that reason also, earth is called as Kshama. She is called as Kshama or even Cha, Shma. All these are the words for tolerance. That kind of tolerance we see with the hero of a great epic, Mahabharata. Who is that hero? Yudhishthira. This is interesting. This is very interesting. I generally used to wonder, the epic which is guiding this India for thousands of years is central person. Can we call him as a hero at all? Can he be called as a hero? And this epic is the epic of heroes. Bhimasena is a hero. Arjuna is another hero. Later, there were several dramatists who produced several great dramas having these heroes, separate dramas. Like Veni Samhara, Bhimasena is the hero. And Ghatotkacha becomes a hero for a drama by Bhasa. Okay, Ghatotkacha himself becomes a hero. So much of heroes, epic is filled with heroes. Arjuna, Ghatotkacha, or Bhimasena. Even in villain sides there are heroes. Bhishmacharya, Dronacharya. We have Dronacharya award even now. And that great Karna. With all these heroes, the epic is Dharmaputra centric. Even having such a great match as Krishna, the epic is Yudhishthira centric. Yudhishthira centric. Epic, okay, presence, a central figure who is very modest, neither much attractive, little boring too. Okay, a person of tolerance. See, 18 Akshohini armies are there. And the armies which are with Pandavas, most of them are with Pandavas only because of this hero, Yudhishthira, Dharmaputra. Whenever there are threats to all other four heroes, Bhimasena and Arjuna, Yudhishthira comes and safeguards them. Okay, in the story of Yaksha, in the story of Nahusha, these stories symbolize how this modest, tolerant being can save Parakrama and Bala. Bhimasena represents Bala, Arjuna represents Parakrama, Sahadeva represents intelligence. Modesty safeguards all of them. He can exist without them, but they can't exist without him. This is very interesting. Including Draupadi. Draupadi may scold Yudhishthira. Bhimasena is very sharp-tongued to scold Yudhishthira, but they all are under Yudhishthira. They are under the control of Yudhishthira. Even the very Krishna is in the side of Pandavas only because of this Yudhishthira. Yatra dharmaha tatra Krishnaha. Yatra Krishnaha tato jayaha. So, Yudhishthira, what can I tell? Hero or protagonist, the central figure. This protagonist of this matchless epic of India, Mahabharata, represents modesty, honesty, and tolerance. This is very interesting. Very interesting. Tolerance is such a very important virtue. Mother Earth represents it. We call her as mother because mother is, especially in Indian culture, mother is always tolerant to the children. Mother is truly affectionate to the children. Therefore, earth is called as mother. Then what else is called as mother? Yes, land, country, river, earth. What else is called as mother? Yeah, another example for mother is word. Word here is divine word or language. Language is taken to be mother. Mother tongue we say. Okay. And since language is taken to be mother, see, considering language as mother is only a very peripheral symbolic representation. We need to go into its deeper aspects. Language is considered to be mother because word is considered to be mother. Vag Devi, Vag Devata. We may say Tamil Annai, Tamil mother, Kannada mother they say, and Telugu mother also they say. Hope. UP Walas may say Hindi mother. Okay, mother tongue. Anyhow, let me come back to the point. Why these languages are called as mothers? Because are they different mothers? They may appear to be different mothers in the peripheral way, but in the core, one Devi manifests as all these mothers. Among the languages, no language is inferior or superior. Okay. Languages are there to communicate, that's all. And languages nourish us. We are grown through languages. And our culture is through language. Okay. And we don't want to get away from our language. Okay. We want to protect our language. We want to grow our language. In our language, there are various brilliant literary works. Not only works, language determines culture too. Culture too. That is why in India, there are huge movements which wish to protect the Indian languages, save Indian languages from English. Yeah. For that, several movements are there because language not only means language means its culture. If you learn some English rhymes, if our children learn some English rhymes, they may contain their own culture. For example, all for down is one of the rhymes. Another rhyme, London bridges falling down. Another rhyme, Jack and Jill went off the hill. Finally, they also fell down. Okay. Only one rhyme which I like very much in English. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Okay. So, on the other hand, if Tamil is taught to the children, Tamil also has rhymes. The first statement which is taught in Tamil is Aram Seyya Virumbu. Love to do dharma. This is the first Tamil party. Tamil party means Tamil granny. Avai. She has written wonderful verses for the children to memorize. The first verse starts like this, love to do dharma. This comes only while we learn Tamil. Okay. Of course, therefore, our languages grew us. We think through our languages. And so, these languages are very important. But in the foundation of languages, there is this Vagdevata. We may call it as Logos, right? Logos, Vagdevata. Or Muse, they call, M-U-S-E. It's a Devata. And this in Rigveda is Saraswati, Vagdevata. Saraswati peripherally can be education. Vidyarambam karishyami, siddhir bhavatu me sada. We all understand Saraswati to be education, goddess of education. And that is why in Saraswati Puja we don't study. Because Saraswati is resting, we perform puja. Okay. For children it is a wonderful day. The whole day they need not study at all. Saraswati Puja. But when we explore this Devi, Saraswati, she is not only the presiding deity of education, she is the presiding deity, very importantly, of the word. That is why she is called as Vagdevi. Word. Okay. Word again here means mantra. Some inspiration in the heart which brings mantra is Saraswati. Okay. Anyhow, word is also mother. Language also is taken to be mother. Anything is left? Let me revise. We started, I think, with land, language, river, land, and the earth, Then language and word. Yeah. One more thing is a mother. Nature. Prakriti Mata. Okay. Prakriti, nature is taken to be mother. And above all these things, energy is mother in our Indian culture. Shakti. In the Vedic language, it is Sachi. Okay. And in Puranic language, it is Shakti. This energy is worshipped as mother, Shakti Mata. And these are all the concepts which were perceived in human history as mothers. And we are still worshipping them as mothers in the so-called pagan beliefs. Okay. We worship all of them as mothers. As in previous session, Srimati Vijayalakshmi ji was telling, we don't belong to one God religion. We have only religion, only God concept. So we see everything as God, everything as manifestation of God. In these aspects of the nature, in these concepts, we see the mother. I have given the example for archetype. This, of course, this example is beautifully given by C.G. Jung, mother archetype. So unless we understand this concept of archetype, we may not appreciate the Vedas. That's the idea. Because you take any mantra of the Veda, if you see the words of those mantra, those words may mean a lot. Agnim ile purohitam yajnasya devam rutijam. Agni, the word Agni has layers and layers after layers meanings. Not only having only one meaning. In fact, in the modern languages also that reminiscence is there. Take, for example, the word fire in English. Not only denotes the burning fire somewhere in the tree, it also denotes our passion. Right? I have a fire to develop this village, Vaidyagrama. I have a fire to run an Ayurvedic center. We use this word like this. So, in the same context, the word Agni is used in the Veda. Agni means passion in the Vedas. Agni also means the external fire. Like that, so many meanings are there for the word fire, Agni. Igale has so many meanings. Purohitam has so many meanings. The word Yajna, Yajnasya Devam Rutijam. The word Yajna has so many meanings. Yajnasya Devam, Deva has, at least, even if you go to its etymology, it has 12 meanings, the word Deva. Then how can you translate this kind of text in any other language? If you sit and try to translate Rigveda into English, of course, there are so many translations available. Some of the translations are very nice also. But still it is very difficult to convey the whole. To that a special training is required unless you learn the very language of the Rigveda or the Veda. You can't understand it in its holistic way. Okay. In that Rigveda, what are all the Devis? Okay. We need to start from that. Then we can come to the Devis of Tantra, Agama, Itihasas and Puranas. Of course, it is very tough to deal with the Devis in the Vedas as they are without the help of Tantra and Purana, because they are all highly interlinked. When we talk about some Devi in Veda, naturally a Tantric Devi will come, and this Devi is connected to the Devi. Sometimes Buddhism also comes. Say, the deity Tara is a very important deity in Tibetan Buddhist mysticism. We may think these are all disconnected. In Hindu Tantra also there is Tara. In Buddhist Tantra also there is Tara. In Ramayana there is Tara. Is there any link? This becomes these words, this make these words archetypal. Yeah. And Tara means star in Sanskrit dictionary. Are they connected? Are they interconnected? So in the Veda, from which Devata we can start? From which Devi? Of course, you may be knowing, the whole of the Vedic Samhita is nothing but the praises of various Devis and Devas, gods and goddesses. So Veda has various Devas like Varuna, Agni, Vayu, Indra. Veda has lots of Devis. Okay? And let us start from this Veda. With what Devi we can start? Can we start with Ushas? Ushas is a Usha, or Ushas is a very important Devi in Rig Veda. Hope you may be aware of the word Ushas or Usha. Have you heard of this Sanskrit word Usha? What does it mean, Usha? Morning, huh? Dawn. D-A-W-N. Vidiyar Kalai. So early morning. Yeah, maybe 5 o'clock, Brahma Muhurta. It is called as Brahma Muhurta. Or 4:30, 5:30. This is Ushas. And Ushas is also a goddess, presiding deity of this early morning. Early morning is considered to be very, very important one. In our Dharma Shastras, also in Ayurveda. When you go to Dinacharya, in any Ayurvedic text like Ashtanga Hridayam, the whole of Dinacharya, this early morning practices are highly emphasized. In fact, most of the shlokas in Dinacharya are dedicated to early morning practices. Early morning practices. One should not miss the opportunity of early morning. That is how Rishis thought. One should not just go on sleeping at the time of early morning. And surprisingly, it is taken to be a sin in Dharma Shastra. Ubhe sandhye shayanasya yat papam parikalpyate. Okay. So, at early morning, one wakes up and many practices are prescribed for him. Like in Ayurveda, if you take, like Tambula Grahana or Dantadhavana and then Snana, all these things, they become part and parcel in our culture. We know as soon as we wake up, we have to brush and also we have to have baths. Okay. And of course, Vyayama, some physical exercises, especially asanas and pranayamas. Early morning is a time of asanas and pranayamas. And also, it is a time of Abhyanga and Udvartana. It is a time of, after Snana, it's a time of Mantra Japa. All these things are considered to be done in the early morning. What is so great about early morning? Scientifically, many things are there. I am not going deeper into it. It's a time of ozone. It gives health. All those things are there. But it is an experience of our elders and seers. The meditation in the early morning takes us to the internal peace for a long time. Pranayama in early morning, japa in early morning takes us to the internal peace. And of course, in the early morning, if you see the space will be extremely beautiful. Sun is about to come. Sun has not yet come. But still, space is little red in color. and is a mixture as if of blue and red that makes the space more beautiful. And you can see two main stars appearing in the space. And they are called as Ashwini Nakshatras. Two stars will be more visible in the early morning. Okay. So this Ushas Devata, she has two securities for her. This is Ashwini Kumaras or Ashwins. They are the preceding deities of Ashwin stars. And this Ushas is the preceding deity of early morning. And she is taken to be the daughter of Sun. S-U-N. Daughter of Sun. Savita. Savita means sun, Surya. Savita's daughter is, yes, Ushas, her another name. Savita's daughter is Savitri. Okay. Ushas, another name is Savitri. Hope that you are familiar with Savitri too. Have you heard of the word Savitri? Yes, very good. Satyavan Savitri. In any other place you have heard of Savitri? Sri Aurobindo wrote an epic named Savitri. Yes. Yes, Gayatri Mantra. Gayatri Mantra is, actually Gayatri Mantra's real name is Savitri Mantra. Okay. And since Savitri Mantra is in the meter of Gayatri, she is also called as Gayatri. Her meter is Gayatri, she is called as Gayatri. So these are all linked. Mahabharata Savitri, Sri Aurobindo Savitri, Rigvedic Savitri and Gayatri Mantra, they are all linked. We need to see that Tattva Tantu, the link, the invisible link. This is archetype. Okay. Savita is sun, as I said. Any Rigvedic deity will have several layers of meaning. First layer of meaning will be external one. So Savita, what is the first layer of meaning? Sun. What is the deeper layer of meaning for Savita? Atman, Surya Atma, Jagataha, Tastushascha. Savita means self, pure self. Savita is pure self. Then Savitri means, this is a very, very subtle thing. Huh? A good guess, yeah. It's a very subtle thing. For any advanced yogin, before going to Nirvikalpa Samadhi, where he actualizes the self as it is, before going to it in the deep advanced meditation, before he is going to touch this Savita, he will have a beautiful, wonderful experience. A Samadhi, which Patanjali calls as Dharma Megha Samadhi or Kaivalya Pragbhara. Kaivalya Prag means pre-Kaivalya. Pre-Kaivalya experience, he says. He calls it as Viveka Nimnam Kaivalya Pragbharam, he says. This is called as Kaivalya Pragbhara. Before actualizing the pure self as it is in our japa, in our meditation, in an advanced stage, we get a samadhi which conveys that Atma Sakshatkara is going to happen. Very subtle. This Kaivalya Pragbhara, this Arunodaya or the Savitri or Ushas. Ushas is the preceding deity of this Kaivalya Pragbhara. Ushas also is a presiding deity of the external dawn. Okay. And Ushas also is a presiding deity of Kevala Kumbhaka, because before entering into this Nirvikalpa Samadhi, in this Kaivalya Pragbara, one gets the experience of Kevala Kumbhaka by nature, by itself. It doesn't make effort for it. Hope that you understand Kevala Kumbhaka. Okay. Kumbhaka means stoppage of breaths. Pranayama has three components: Puraka, Rechaka and Kumbhaka. Puraka, inhaling; Rechaka, exhaling; and Kumbhaka is stoppage of breaths. And when you observe the Rigvedic mantras, we can understand. In my commentary, I have proven this. The twins, Ashwins, they are Puraka and Rechaka. Ushas is Kumbhaka. Okay. This pranayama, that is why Ashwins are healers. See, pranayama leads to health. Ashwins are healers, healing devatas like Dhanvantari. And these two devatas lead us to Ushas, Kevala Kumbhaka. And through this Kevala Kumbhaka, we delve deeper in the pure self, that is Savita, Sun. Sun. This is the whole aspect of sadhana regarding Savitri. And this Savitri is the same Savitri of Mahabharata. The symbolic story of Savitri in Mahabharata, one of the best portions of Mahabharata, Savitri, yes. There Savitri has a husband, Satyavan. Satyavan is none other than Upasaka. Okay. He is a Jivatman who has a truth in him, Satyavan. Even if you see the word Satyavan, he has truth in him. Therefore, he is an aspirant of truth. This Jivatman, this Upasaka, who got married to this Upasana, that is Savitri. Okay. With this, he has to get back his life from death. Savitri saves him and brings him back for a truthful life, for which she is, meditating upon the sun the whole day, which we call in Tamil as Karadayar Nombu. Hope you may be aware of it. Okay. So, the Savitri is such a kind of Vidya or Upasana through which we get Atma Sakshatkara. This same Savitri is Gayatri Mantra. When we go on recite Gayatri Mantra and delve into the meaning of Gayatri Mantra, meaning is nothing but this: search for the foundation of all thoughts. Dhiyo yonaha prachodayat. Searching for the foundation of all thoughts, or searching the foundation of all thoughts, both are right here. By that, being in that is the meaning of Gayatri Mantra. It is none other than Savitri. And Savitri or Gayatri should not be used for some trivial purposes, just to hit directly the core. Just to touch the core, this mantra has to be used. By this mantra, Savitri, we reach, we remove all our adjuncts, we remove all our impurities, and we get established in that self-sun as it is. So, today regarding Devi concept, we have started with, I think up to 4:30, right? 5:30, yeah. So, with this, today let us conclude with the Savitri Devata, Gayatri Devata. Tomorrow we will continue with the Vedic concepts and we will try to connect some Devis with Tantra too. Dhanyavada.